Everyone, we're going to go ahead and get started. Okay. So hello everyone, and welcome to the 2022 Connecting the Dots Conference. My name is Brianna Regenwald, and I am part of the CNIB Come to Work team. A quick housekeeping note before we jump into the opening remarks. All attendees must check in and check out with our registration table. If you are leaving or re-entering the building, please just let our team know at the registration desk. We would like to take a moment to respectfully acknowledge the past and present traditional owners of this territory and their unique role in the life of the region. This conference is taking place on the traditional territory of many nations, including the Anishinaabe, the Chippewa, the Haudenosaunee, the Mississaugas of the Credit, and the Wendat peoples. This land is home to many diverse First Nations, Inuit, and Métis peoples, and is covered by Treaty 13 with the Mississauga of the Credit, a treaty to peaceably share and protect this land through friendship and respect. To acknowledge this traditional territory is to recognize its long history, one predating this establishment of the earliest European colonies. We acknowledge that we benefit from this land, and we are committed to continuing to learn the histories of the land and its connections to the people. We thank those who have cared for this land and are grateful for the opportunity to meet here today. Connecting the Dots would not have been possible without the support of our national sponsors, Moneris and RBC Future Launch. Our national and employment sponsor, Scotiabank, our educational sponsor, CIBC, and our special sponsors, Humanware and Meridian. Thank you for joining us on this journey and supporting such an important conference for people with sight loss. And thank you again to Microsoft Canada for opening their doors and providing their new space to host this year's Connecting the Dots conference. Now I'd like to introduce John Rafferty, President and CEO of CNIB.
Silent reception. Wow, it's great to be in person. Sorry, I didn't realize. Okay. That's perfectly good. My bad. So it's great to be in person at the Connecting the Dots conference. For those of you who know its predecessor, the Braille conference, that has been a long-standing tradition for CNIB to host. In 2019, we rebranded the conference and launched our first ever in-person Connecting the Dots. Subsequent 2 years, like everything else, we pivoted to a virtual environment, but the conference continued to grow and it continued to stay core to its purpose in the first place. And this year, we're back with an ever-growing Connecting the Dots conference, held virtually in English and French, as well as live in-person events last week in Montreal, this week in Toronto, and next week in Calgary. With over 1,000 combined attendees, it's become our biggest conference to date, and I'd like to thank everyone as part of the teams who helped organize and put the conference together. Even with all the changes of the past 3 years, the three core pillars of Connecting the Dots remain the same: education, technology, and employment. Why? Because they're all connected to one another. Education opens the door to opportunities for growth, which are vital for employment. Technology, when it is accessible, can level the playing field, giving people the tools they need to succeed. And employment, when employers create a workplace where everyone is included, everybody benefits. The individual, the workplace, and the economy. Thanks again to Moneris, RBC Future Launch, Scotiabank, CIBC, Humanware, and Meridian for sponsoring the event. And again, a big thank you to Microsoft for hosting it. One incredible example of these three things coming together is a project we launched in 2019. With the support of a seed grant from the Ontario Trillium Foundation, we developed a program that incorporates both virtual reality and artificial intelligence to create an immersive workplace training simulation for people with sight loss. Again, that's a virtual reality and artificial intelligence to simulate training situations for the workplace. The funding from the Ontario Trillium Foundation allowed us to work with SenseTech Solutions. They are located to the left outside of the doors here to the left, and then around the corner on the left in an area called MPRA. And we created this accessible digital space where our talent pool members can practice their soft job skills in simulated workforce environments. So this is a fantastic showcase of the collective work that we do with our partners and with our funders. And I encourage everyone to take an opportunity to stop by to them when you can. Okay, so at this time, we will be passing it back to Brianne to introduce our next program event. We do have a Member of Parliament coming to represent and speak on behalf of the Trillium Foundation, who is stuck in transit, which is, as I'm sure all of you who made your way here today can fully appreciate. So we will, hopefully she will be with us towards the end of this morning's brief presentation. So pass it back to you, Brianne.
Perfect, thank you, John. Who doesn't love a giveaway? Thanks to the generosity of our partners and donors, we have some fantastic prizes to give away throughout the conference today. You can walk away with a Victor Reader Stream from Humanware, a Ruby handheld video magnifier from Optelec, a ThinkPad T14 laptop from Lenovo, or one of 8 prepaid cash gift cards. Registered attendees are automatically entered for a chance to win, excluding staff, volunteers, sponsors, and exhibitors. We'll announce randomly selected winners during mental health, nutritional, and movement breaks. If you miss your name being called, not to worry, we'll notify the prize winners after the conference to arrange delivery. When you checked in with the registration desk today, you should have received a tote bag filled with swag from a talented group of Canadian-owned small businesses. Many of these businesses are led by entrepreneurs with sight loss who are part of CNIB's venture pool. Inside your tote bag, you'll find a postcard with a QR code. Scan the QR code with your smartphone camera for detailed information about each item in your swag bag. The Arthur Napier Magill Distinguished Service Award is CNIB's highest public recognition for volunteer services. Presented annually, the award was established in 1976 as a tribute to Arthur Napier Magill, who devoted his lengthy career to improving the lives of Canadians with sight loss. I'd like to welcome John Rafferty to talk more about this award and introduce you to our 2022 award recipient.
Thanks, Brianna. Each year for the past 14 years, since coming to this role, I've always taken time, maybe not so much in the last 2 years, to travel to communities from coast to coast to coast. One of the things that has always been an honor and a privilege to do on behalf of CNIB is to say thank you to the way the communities come together in order for us to deliver the mission that is so important to us. And volunteers have always been an amazing part of that journey. The Arthur Napier Magill Distinguished Service Award is CNIB's highest public recognition for volunteer services. The award will be presented by John Mcgill, Honorary Chair of the Arthur Napier Magill Distinguished Service Award Committee. The Chair of that committee is also in the room, Brad McPherson. Welcome, Brad, from New Brunswick. Thank you for being with us here today. And John Mcgill is the son of Arthur Napier Magill. Growing up in the halls of CNIB, I think it's safe to say, John formed a passion for our mission at a very young age. And over the years, or probably I should say decades, but I'll be careful with that, John has sat on countless boards and committees, becoming an exceptional long-term volunteer of CNIB himself, dedicating his generous time and his expertise. Above all, John has consistently demonstrated his unwavering commitment to improving the lives of Canadians who are blind, partially sighted, and deafblind. Today, in addition to being Honorary Chair for the Arthur Napier Magill Award, John serves as Chair of Vision Loss Rehabilitation Canada's Board of Directors. Please join me in welcoming John Mcgill to the stage to talk more about the award and introduce you to the recipient.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me give you a little bit of a background on the award and the history of the award. It was established, as you heard earlier, in 1976 by resolution of the CNIB National Board and designed as a tribute to Arthur Napier Magill upon his retirement as Managing Director, a role that today would be President and CEO. The award recognizes a CNIB volunteer for his or her contribution towards CNIB's fulfillment of its mission to enhance the lives of people who are blind or partially sighted. It does represent, and has come to represent, the highest public recognition for volunteer service nationwide, and is given to an individual who is deemed to have made a contribution significantly above and beyond what is normally seen. And we all know the high level of volunteerism at CNIB. My father, Arthur Napier Magill, or Art as he preferred to be called, was a client of CNIB from the age of 17, when as a recently blinded teenager he became a student at the Brantford School for the Blind. He was fortunate to have been mentored during his high school and university education by Colonel Baker, who was the founding director, managing director of CNIB. And upon graduation from Michigan State University, he was persuaded by Colonel Baker to return to Canada and join CNIB, where he served for over 40 years. In 1953, he was seconded to the United Nations to head an international team of specialists to establish a model school for the blind to serve Egypt and the Middle East, and that school still operates today. The award itself is a sculpture designed by world-renowned Canadian sculptor, the late Dora Pedri Hunt. The design is exclusive to CNIB. It's composed of a bronze casting, 4 inches round, 3/4 of an inch thick, and mounted vertically atop a square black marble base. The casting is two-sided. One side depicts the outward eye and identifies CNIB in the name of the award, and the other side depicts the inner eye and bears the inscription, "There is light behind the shadows." Since my father's retirement in 1976, I and other members of my family have had the honor of making the presentation of this award on behalf of the CNIB Board of Directors, and today marks the 48th year of doing so. I'm also pleased to say that because of the services of live streaming, several of Art's grandchildren and great-grandchildren are going to be able to see the ceremony virtually. So the list of past recipients of this award is very impressive, and over the 48 years have come from every region of Canada. And if you have a copy of the brochure with you, and there are some at the back of the room if they're not on your table, you'll see that list. The volunteer we are recognizing today fully illustrates how the impact and scope of one individual's efforts can truly go beyond that which is normally seen and make a measurable difference in the lives of Canadians who are blind, deafblind, or partially sighted. And I'll call on Monique to do the next part of the performance.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much, John. I'm just thrilled to be able to recognize this year's recipient, Robert Froome. Robert is a founding principal of CSB Architects in Ottawa, and he served as chair of the CNIB Lake Joe Advisory Board from 2017 to 2022. He also previously served as a director on the CNIB Deafblind Community Services Board of Directors. In 2020, Rob lent his architectural knowledge and played a key role in the acoustic treatment project for CNIB Lake Joe's Dining Hall and Lounge. Really the heart of Lake Joe, where people spend so much time together. And this really helped to create a space that was both welcoming and inclusive to all participants. In addition to providing his invaluable expertise and guidance, Rob has also become a pillar within the CNIB Lake Joe community. Many of you here today already know Rob's story, and for those of you who do not, I'm honored to be able to share just a very small piece with you today. Rob's brother David was born blind and became deaf in middle age. With the encouragement and support of family and CNIB Deafblind Community Services, Robert and David attended camp at CNIB Lake Joe for the first time together in 1991. It was described as a life-changing experience by both brothers, one that would become a catalyst for countless hours of service in support of both CNIB and DVCS for years to come. Some of my earliest and fondest memories of Rob and David were walking into the lounge, that space that Rob helped us upgrade just not that many years ago, and just seeing David at the piano in the early morning hours with Rob quietly sitting reading, and the two of them just basking in the warmth of the sunlight coming in off of the lawn at Lake Joe, with the lake in behind. And since David's passing, a memorial stone and tree have been placed on the grounds at CNIB Lake Joe close to that piano that was located in the lounge. So we were able to find just the perfect spot so that all of David's friends and people that he met and touched their lives over so many years are able to visit every time they come to Lake Joe. This special tribute was created to both honor David's memory and to serve as a reminder of the special memories that Robert and everybody at CNIB Lake Joe has of David playing the piano. Above all, Rob's most enduring impact is his passion to ensure that Canadians with sight loss and their families may experience the transformative programs offered at CNIB Lake Joe. We just want to pause here with the remarks to share a special thank you video that's dedicated to you, Rob, and to acknowledge the impact of your support over all these years. Oh, okay, sorry, we changed plans. Rob, would you like to come up? We're going to present the video, or sorry, present the reward first and then do the video. Where did Melanie go? Okay, so are we doing the video now, or shall Rob speak first?
Rob can speak first.
Okay, perfect.
Well, thank you, Minnie. Thank you, John, for your kind words. I'm really touched and humbled. I'd like to thank Sherry Kowalski and Minnie for nominating me for this award and for the committee actually choosing me. I'm surprised. So this award is for volunteer service. And it's sort of funny because I don't remember volunteering. I got a call from Erie Kirkendine, and Erie is just a force to me. So for everybody who goes to Erie, you know what I mean. And I found myself on the board at Lake Joe, the advisory board at Lake Joseph. And
I feel a deep sense of gratitude to CNIB for the service that is provided to my brother and our family, as he said. My brother David was a client of CNIB for over 70 years. Let's just think about that. And I remember in the mid-1950s, David receiving big canvas blue bags with Braille books in them. And for David, Braille and books were his window on the world. And again, it's amazing to think that he had a lifetime of reading because of CNIB. It's an amazing thing. As an adult, my brother quite predictably lost his hearing. And in 1978, he became a client of Deafblind Services, as it was called at that time. It was a brand new service, and David was lucky to be one of the first clients of Deafblind Services. And for all those years, every week he received many hours of intervention services for over 41 years. That's monumental when you think about it. The interveners, and I have to call out to all the interveners who do their job, they're professionals. And they do an amazing job. For my brother, they gave him contact with the world around him. And not just the words, but just the whole place that he was at. And that gave him autonomy to act as an individual on his own. They didn't put the words in his mouth, he said the words. And that gave him agency as a person. And that had life-changing implications for the beautiful arc of his life. CNIB interveners treated David with respect, and they acted as role models for us all. David and I attended camp, as Malik said, for the first time in 1991. And it was just absolutely wonderful to be there with my brother. And we attended camp every year. It became a touchstone for us. And that's where we really got to know each other as adults and formed a really strong bond. And it's camp where I learned an important lesson in life, and that is, when called upon, it's better to step up than to stand back. I'm particularly honored to be receiving the Arthur Magill Award. Arthur Mcgill, as John has stated, was known internationally, had a reputation for his work. And over a period of many, many years, he directed CNIB, laid the foundations for what is now a full constellation of services for people who are blind or partially sighted. That was a huge achievement that he made. I find his story particularly powerful because he did all this at a time when society had a very different view of disability. While he was doing his work, people with disabilities were socially isolated, hidden away, and sometimes forgotten. Things have really changed since that time. And CNIB has been an agent for change. So I want to take you back to 1995. We're at Lake Joe, my brother and we're having a conversation facilitated by an CNIB intervener. And I was chatting with my brother through the intervener, and he asked me about our uncle, who was also deafblind. I had nothing to say to my brother because I had never met my uncle. He had left he'd become estranged from the family before I was born. The intervener didn't say anything at the time because the intervener was an intervener. But a month after we got back from Canada, my brother received a Braille letter from our uncle Gordon. And in that letter, Gordon said he would like us to come and visit him. So my brother and I, my son Stephen, and my sister Carol all took a trip to Newmarket, Ontario, to a long-term care facility. And I met my uncle for the first time. CNIB had been taking care and giving service to my uncle for many decades. When, for whatever reasons, I don't know why, our families could not. So this gave us a chance to mend a tear in our family. It was a very important experience for me. So I think it becomes clear now that when Erie Perkin-Bean gave me a call, I could only have one answer, and that was yes. And when Sherry Grabowski called me to say, would you like to be on the DBS board, it was DBS at that time, I said yes. As a CNIB volunteer, I've met and worked beside many inspirational people. And I'm very proud of the work that we did. It's truly been a privilege to be part of the CNIB community and to support with my action its mission to change what it means to be blind.
We're going to be showing the video now, I believe, Melanie?
That's correct. Thank you.
Arthur Napier Magill Distinguished Service Award. Robert Food, 2022 recipient. There is a series of photographs of Robert with his friends, family, and colleagues at Lake Joe. Robert Fu served as chair of the CNIB Lake Joe Advisory Board from 2017 to 2022 and has previously served as a director on the CNIB Deafblind Community Services DBCS Board of Directors. Since his introduction to CNIB Lake Joe in the 1990s, Robert has been an integral part of the CNIB community. His passion and guidance have helped increase participation, build engagement, and expand programs year-round at CNIB Lake Joe.
Robert, my name is John Mcgill, son of Arthur Napier Magill and honorary chair of the Arthur Napier Magill Award Committee. Congratulations on being named the 2022 winner of the Arthur Napier Magill Distinguished Service Award. Robert, your service over so many years to CNIB, to Lake Joseph Camp and its programs, and to the deafblind community exemplifies how the impact and scope of the efforts of one individual can take volunteer contribution well beyond that which is normally seen across the country. And we all know how extraordinary the efforts of thousands of CNIB volunteers are every day. Again, Robert, congratulations and thank you.
Hello, it's Sherry Grabowski, and I'm the Vice President of Deafblind Community Services. First, let me say, Robert, I'm so sorry I was unable to join you this evening for this very special occasion. But I'm in BC, helping to build our services in the province, just like we dreamed of. I can't think of anyone more deserving of this award. Your passion and hard work is now known to many others. We miss you at the DBCS board table and talk to you often. Congratulations once again. We are thrilled you are being honored in this very special way.
My name is Lawrence Gunther. I'm the former chair of the Lake Joe Advisory Board. When I met Robert Fu, He had already been volunteering at Lake Joe along with his brother who was deafblind. I knew this man understood issues around deafblindness, and I asked him if he would become a member of our advisory board. He agreed to it. But a year later, I asked him if he would take over for me as chair because my term was coming to an end. I thought this man had tremendous expertise around disability issues as well as around architecture, and a great asset for sure. Thank you very much, Robert, for all you've done for Lake Joe. My instincts proved right.
Good afternoon to all my friends at CNIB. My name is Derek Thompson. I've been involved with the CNIB Lake Joe Center for more than 30 years. Today, I just want to say thank you and congratulations to my good friend Robert Froome, the recipient of the Arthur Napier Magill Volunteer Award. Robert, you're well deserving of this award. Your compassion, consideration, creativity is well appreciated. I've been lucky enough to work with Robert for more than 10 years on the Lake Joe Advisory Board team for 5 years, and we've had some good times together. So Robert, congratulations to you. All the best in the future, and I look forward to when we can get together, go golfing again, perhaps play in the town show, and let's do some water skiing with the new CNIB ski boat. Take care, my friend.
Hello, Rob. It's Jim Tokus. Congratulations on your outstanding achievements, and it couldn't happen to a nicer guy. I do miss being involved. You were a wonderful leader, but the big thing that I missed was our Saturday morning calls, where we would call each other and solve all the problems in the world. Anyway, again, congratulations, well deserved, and you're a real gentleman, so congratulations.
Hi, it's Corey from the CNIB Lake Joe Advisory Board. I had the opportunity to volunteer with Rob Froome for many years, where he previously served as chair of this board. Rob, congratulations on this award and all your achievements. I wish you all the best.
Hi, it's John Murphy, President and CEO of CNIB. I wanted to say a quick congratulations to Robert Froome on winning the Arthur Napier Award. It's our highest award for volunteers across the country. Robert's had a phenomenal connection with CNIB for decades and decades. Real great connection to my handle like Joseph. Thank you for everything you've done volunteering for us over the years, and again, congratulations on winning the Mcgill Award.
Congratulations, Robert, from all of us at CNIB. The CNIB
Right, so a tradition for us with the Arthur Napier Magill Award is reaching out and getting a congratulatory letter from the Prime Minister, which I have with me here, and I would just like to read to Robert. So, I am pleased to offer you my warmest greetings and congratulations as you are presented with the Arthur Napier Magill Distinguished Service Award. This award is CNIB's highest public recognition for volunteer service across Canada. For over 4 decades, you have shown an exceptional commitment to enhancing the lives of those who are blind, partially sighted, or deafblind. I would like to thank you for your valuable contributions. Your generosity of spirit, leadership, and commitment to advocacy make you the most deserving of this special recognition. Please accept my wishes for every happiness in the years to come. Sincerely, the Honourable Justin Trudeau. We'll get a copy of that framed for you in the near future. Again, my congratulations to Robert. So at this time, we will kind of move forward with our presentation. I would like to invite Brianna back to introduce our keynote speaker.